Guzzlord is super sick right now. Hello, welcome back to the channel. And today we're taking a look at Guzzlord EX. Now, Guzzlord EX has 170 HP, so it's really tanky for a basic mon, and it has the attack of Grindcore for 2 energies. You're hitting for 30, but then you essentially have a Team Rocket's Grunt as the effect of the attack. So you flip a bunch of heads, you can get rid of a lot of energies on your opponent's active Pokemon. So that is a really great first attack, really easy to set up. It allows you to get ahead on your opponent in terms of energy attachment, and then essentially just kind of control the game from there. And then you also have, you also have the Tyrannical Hole attack for 4 energies. You're hitting for 120, which is not a crazy number. I mean, it is pretty strong, but you're not one-hit KOing a lot of EXs, so we do play ways to increase our damage in this deck, and one of those ways is the Nihilego. Nihilego is super good in this deck just because we do play Poison Barb, so we can attach those to our Guzzlords, and then we're increasing the poison damage throughout the turn. Now, we do play 2 in this deck. You probably could just go back to 1. We really only ever bench 1. We want to always have a bench of Celesteela, Guzzlord, and Nihilego. So the Nihilego, just one of them, increases our damage so that you're doing 20 per tick. And then this combos super well with Grindcore, just because if you do get some heads on Grindcore and get rid of a lot of energies on your opponent's active, they may not have energies to retreat. So this allows their active Pokemon to get stuck, and then you can get multiple ticks of poison, which is really good. Obviously, we have to have Celesteela in the deck. Celesteela's Ultra Thruster's ability is super great just because our Guzzlords are super heavy. They have a 4 energy retreat cost, so we want to have that extra mobility with Celesteela. And then one thing that I noticed while playing this deck is that you essentially play Guzzlord as like 2 raid bosses, and we don't want our Guzzlord in the active taking, you know, random chip damage from like basic Pokemon. So you could, in those first couple of turns, use Ultra Thrusters to send Celesteela as like a walls to tank a bunch of hits, and then once you have your Guzzlord set up, then you send them in and start using Grindcore and Tyrannical Hole. Another way that we increase our damage is through the Beastite tool. Now that I'm thinking about it, I would probably switch this for, say, something like a red, just because we do have Poison Barb and Capes to attach our Guzzlord, so we don't really have the space to attach an extra tool to them. But I wanted to try out the new card, and I actually do like it just because it does increase our damage to all types of Pokemon, so not just EXs like red does. But the only thing that I could think about that could be a non-EX that we wanted one-hit KO is maybe like Magnezone, but even then, Guzzlord isn't really taking knockouts at the start of the game. It's usually taking knockouts at the end of the game, so the Beastite tool doesn't really work there. So I would definitely flex this for like a different card, like I said, the red, but I wanted to try out just because it is a new card and it does work with the Ultra Beast, so yeah. And of course, if you're playing an Ultra Beast deck, you have to include the staple Lusamine, just because it allows you to get that extra energy acceleration at the end of the game, which is really nice. The way that I play this deck is, like I said, 2 raid bosses, the active Guzzlord and the bench Guzzlord. We use the active Guzzlord to use Grindcore so that we can set our opponent back a couple of turns, and then once they finally get the pieces to knock that out, which may take them a lot of time just because it is really tanky, then you can send up a fresh new Guzzlord with some energy on it, Lusamine to it, and then start using Tyrannical Hole so that you can start putting a lot of pressure on your opponent in the end game when they don't really have the resources to really deal with another Guzzlord. And then we play a slew of disruption supporters and items. Mainly, I play the Guzma and the Mars, and then I also play Repel as well. But all the tournament listings that I've seen kind of play a mixed bag of these, so there's not really a correct set of supporters that you would play in this slot. You could just play whatever you feel like is best right now in the meta. So I've seen people play Sabrina, I've seen people play Team Rocket's Grunt. You could definitely swap out the Guzma for something like that. So yeah, just definitely play whatever you feel like is best. And that's pretty much it for the deck list. Guzzlord EX is really great. It has a lot of strong attributes to it. Now, it isn't the top of the meta scene at the moment, but I really like the deck just because it is a different play style. It's heavy focused around control, which I think is really fun, and to shift things up every now and then. So let's hop onto the ladder and I'll show you how this deck plays. All right, we're going first. We have Guzzlord in the active. Professors, Repel, Beast Wall. Alright, looks like we're going up against Togekiss, so we don't hit them for weakness, but we can make this work. Or we have Mars for next turn. We don't need to play Beast Wall now, so I think I'll just pass. Now the thing about Togekiss is they can attack really quickly if they get aggressive. See, this is another stage 2 deck that's actually still really good. But if we can get a heads on Grindcore, then that could keep us ahead. Looks like it's just a pound. All right. Oh, this could be interesting. I could actually repel here so that they don't have attached into Togekiss next turn. Let's actually do this. I'm gonna go ahead with the repel, force the Togekiss or the Togepi out of the active, so now they have this, and then we can actually go in with the Mars to reduce her hand size down to 3, and then pass. Just a little bit of disruption early on. And so yeah, they're just gonna have to go in. Oh, they got the rare candy into Togekiss already. Well, that's fun. They're gonna evolve the bench. Mars is a lie. Mars is a lie. All right, it's just another pound. All right, we got Pokeball, so we can at least grab another Guzzlord, which is useful for us because then we can Lusamine to that Guzzlord. I'm wondering if we need to Beast Wall this next turn, because what they could do is they could come in with Overdrive Smash and play Cynthia's, which means they'll do 110, which isn't enough to KO, but if they have red, well, they can't Cynthia and reds at the same time. So I don't need to play the Beast Wall. I think I could just hold it and then hope this Grindcore gives me a heads, in which case they won't be able to retreat. No heads, no heads. Alright, so they can do the play that I mentioned, which means I probably need to attach to the bench Guzzlord this next turn. Because yeah, there's a Cynthia. There's no other damage modifiers yet though, so it's just an Overdrive Smash for 110. Okay, so we have a shot to stay in the game. Center Lady doesn't help me here too much. I could actually Cyrus, take the KO on the Togepi so they don't have access to Togepi or another Togekiss this game, and it will reset the Overdrive Smash so they can't just like gust up and KO. I like that. Let's do that. So I'm gonna grab this. I am going to attach to the Guzzlord because then we can Lusamine to that Guzzlord next turn when this goes down. I'm wondering if I need a Beast Wall here. 40. No, I don't think I need a Beast Wall. I think I'm still fine doing this. Alright, so Overdrive Smash hits me for 60. If they use another Cynthia's, they'll take me out, but they won't. Not here anyway. So they're probably going to save the Cynthia's to hit the Guzzlord for 170 the following turn, which then my Beast Wall is more relevant then. So yeah, they're probably saving the Cynthia for this turn, thinking they can hit for 170, but we're gonna try and prevent that. I don't want to play the Nihilego because we don't have the Barb. So I think we just go attach, Lusamine. Oh, you can only use this if your opponent hasn't gotten any points. Well, then we just lose. We just lose. Okay. Well, then now I just have to Grindcore here. And hope we get a heads. 2 heads? Yeah, okay. Well, Beast Wall then is not as good. It would have been so good here. And they're just gonna lilies. And retreat. And hit for 80. We can just fill out our bench here. Iono is fine. Cape. I get Guzma the cape. So they do have another Cynthia's, right? Yep, they do. So even with Cynthia, they can't knock out a Celesteela. Alright, we have Center Lady and we have Cape. Both of those don't help me at the moment. So what I'm gonna do is do this. And cape this guy. And then we'll attach here. I could have used Grindcore to potentially take away their energy, but I didn't want to put it all on chance. Alright, so they will take 20 now. And then now what we can do is, I think we win, right? Because we Ultra Thrusters back the Guzzlord. And then we Guzma away the cape. So then they'll die to poison after, or I think they just die here, yeah. And then they can see. Okay. Alright, Snivy. Intrigued. Could it be Superior Buzzwole? Interesting. Alright, what's it gonna be? It's just a pass. Would have loved to see Mars. Let's actually Pokeball first to thin the deck and then see what we can grab off of the research. It'd be nice to get a Poison Barb, Lusamine, Repel. Both of those aren't too helpful. Let's go ahead and just bench the Guzzlord. The thing about Celesteela is that we're not too worried about, oh wait, I had Barb in hand. We're not too worried about like turn 1 Sabrina, which is really cool. So let's pass it over to our opponent. We are weak to grass, so this can be annoying. Okay, they do have Rare Candy into Superior. They're gonna evolve the active. It's just attach pass. Okay. So we definitely want to thin some more. Nile goes great. We'll go research. Okay. We'll attach and then we can check to see if we get a Grindcore head. No heads there. So next turn they will attack us for 90 because of the weakness, but we will be able to poison them, which means they'll take 20 into our turn. They'll go down to 60. They have Cape too. Maybe if we top deck Guzma, that could be really nice here. I'm wondering if they're bricking or if this is just superior. They have to play something else, I feel like. Okay, so no. No shot with that Guzma play. I think I'm gonna go ahead and cape this guy. Yeah, I think I just have to hope for a Grindcore head. Alright, we got 1, 2. No 2. Alright, so they will be able to attack and KO the Guzzlord this turn. Alright, they finally got Pokeball, so let's see what they're powering up. But this does mean that they have to attach energy to the superior as opposed to the Celebi. But they do have Ericas. But this is fine because we can Lucamine KO their superior. They would have to rare candy into another one next turn. Okay. Beast Wall, just a turn too late. So now Beast Wall's useless, but it's fine. Alright, we Lucamine to the active. We attach. I want to put this down, but I mean, we might as well, because we do have another Barb, right? But we're never going to put Barb in play. We'll just put it down just in case it matters. But we just go Tyrannical Hole. And then hit for 120. Ooh. So if they promote the Celebi, they do need to get another Rare Candy Superior. They could put another Leaf Cape on the Celebi to heal it. Or not heal it, but to give it more HP. It's not poison. Okay, and they concede. Alright. They had a rough start, to be fair, but just turn 2 Grindcore is just very good. Alright, so it's Silvally Rampardos, which is a deck I want to try. I'm not a huge fan of Rampardos as well, but I think that you can make a lot of different decks with Silvally. So, it'll be interesting. Okay. We just play down our hand in case they play like a red card. And then we'll just attach. And then they could Rare Candy Leaf. I mean, it never hurts to put this in the active, because we can always retreat it back. Because even like a quick blow to a Guzzlord is just enough to soften me so that a Rampardos could not KO me. So I'd rather it just go onto this guy than anything else. Alright, and it's just a tail, so they're just gonna hit me for 20. It's not bad. We don't need that, so let's research, see if we can get a Poison Barb. We did, that's good. And we have the second Guzzlord, so let's go ahead and put this here. I don't need to bench this just yet, actually, so I think I can just go do this. Ultra Thrusters. into this guy. Grindcore, hope we can get a heads. We do, that's great. Chill, chill, chill! No, no! I didn't mean for it to go that far. That's funny. Well, now they have to try and retreat into a Rampardos to do 130. They can still soften me up here, which is annoying. Alright. No Barb this time. Yeah, and that's gonna be difficult because if they just have evolve into Rampardos, then we could go down. I think we just played this route. Alright, fair. But we played this route because then if they go into a Silvally, we just keep trying to use Grindcore to put them behind. Because at any moment, Rampardos can come out and knock me out. So I don't want to risk attaching to the active. Yep, there's that guy. Because they could also play red too, but that only hits for 120. It's not enough. I would very much like to have Mars here. That would be very nice. Okay. So I can put this here. Okay. Just the one. But that does mean they either need to... they probably will retreat into a Rampardos if they can. But if they can't, then they have to commit the energy to the Silvally. Which isn't the worst thing in the world, right? Because Rampardos only needs one energy. Yeah, there's a rare candy. So they will retreat into Rampardos. No, they won't, right? Because they just need to attack with Silvally. But they will die. Which means I get a free KO on something on the bench. Interesting. They don't have another Guzma, I don't think. So this will be a knockout for us. And it will be a knockout coming into our turn, which means we can freely attack them. Now, what they could do is they could Sabrina or Repel. This is a situation where Repel would be good. Ooh. Ooh. What are the odds that they have a Cyrus or Sabrina in hand? Pretty high, right? So I could either Mars them, put them down to 1, and then Grindcore. They don't knock me out, and then I knock them out. I think that is the play. I think we have to Mars here, not Lusamine. I can even put the Beastite on the active to do extra damage. So we'll do this. Beastite here. And we'll grindcore for 40. And then this way they could Lily to escape the KO from Tyrannical Hole. One card hand though, do they have Cyrus? No Cyrus, that's good. Alright, and then we also got the Center Lady, which is great. Is there anything else I need to do? I could Lucamine to the Nihilego, but I think I just want a Center Lady to keep this guy as healthy as possible. And then we'll just go Tyrannical Hole. And then now even with Cape, the Beastite makes it so that we KO. Or I think we would KO even without Cape, or even without the extra knockout there, because we do 130, but now we're doing 140. And they conceded. Cool, 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 cool. That was a tough one. That was definitely a tough match. I think the Mars definitely did matter. We have Barb plus Nihilego. Ooh, Oricorio. Oricorio Darkrai. We might even attack with this guy. I could Barb the active, because these guys inflict poison, right? Yeah. And then we will probably just bench these guys, because these are going to be our attackers mostly, unless they attack with the Darkrai. And it seems like they only have Dark Energy, so Oricorio is probably just a wall, which is fair. Ooh, Repel is good in this situation, right? Where there's Oricorios. You can definitely swap those Oricorios onto the bench. Okay. This probably gets us Celesteela, okay. Let's go ahead and attach to a Nihilego. Well, I don't know if I misplayed, but I should have sent up the Celesteela. I keep forgetting to do that. Let's Mars. Put Barb on the Oricorio, which is interesting. Okay, okay. Alright, Lucamine top deck is really good here, because then we can start setting up to potentially KO this Darkrai. I will probably just Guzma here, because they probably want to send up an Absol after I hit this Oricorio, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. And they're poisoned. This does mean they can send up the Darkrai, which is annoying, but this is fine. It actually works out perfectly, because then They can attack the Nihilego. I give up the point. I use Lusamine, and then I'll hit them. They could potentially... They can't... Ooh, wait, no. I don't know if this works out because of the fact that they did damage here. No, I think it's still fine. I think this is fine. We Lusamine, then Pokemon Center Lady. That should be enough to keep us in the game. Because I'll do 100 here altogether. A part of me... maybe I should have gone with the Grindcore play. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think there's a way they can one-hit KO me. That's what I'm concerned about. Okay, Center Lady prevents them from getting knocked out by the Barb, but it is not enough. Okay, they're just gonna retreat and attack with Absol, which only does 20. And they will get poisoned back, which means I can heal with the Center Lady and then KO the Absol. And also put Barb, also, oh, they just concede. Okay. All right. I definitely started off that game weird.